She is a former CEO of Shanduka Group. She is a former CEO of Sigma Capital. She is a CEO of Naspers South Africa. She is a proof that women can climb a corporate ladder. She is a business executive. I am talking about Phuthi Mahanyele. In this video, I'll be sharing top 5 secrets for Phuthi Mahanyele's success. If you are just meeting, my name is Ndlovu. My passion is to spread positivity, helping you stay motivated so that you can achieve greater success. So if you are new on this channel, making sure that you like this video, making sure that you subscribe. So let us get to secret number 1 for Phuthi Mahanyele's success. Secret number 1, have a purpose.
But the issue is, what are we all still going to do? And it's regardless of our age, it's regardless of our sex, it's regardless of any physical issue that we may face as individuals. The issue is, what are we going to do? Because I believe that each and every one of us is here for a purpose. And so the issue is for us to be willing to fulfill that purpose. Because if it was not for that, we would not be breathing. We would not be able to be here. And so what is it that you as an individual are going to actually contribute in this world? It's not just about in the country that you live in, but it is in the world.
Phuthi Mahanyele's secret number 2, be bold.
One of the things that I learned in my journey and in my continuing journey has been this importance of being bold. Whenever you're going to make a decision that's going to foster a change, not only in your life, but largely in the lives of many other people, it's going to require you to be bold, to be willing to make that adaptation in a manner that will make a significant change. You need to be bold. And so I hope that if there's one thing that we have in this room, is leaders who are bold. Because one thing that I've learned is that if you want to be able to sit in your comfortable position and to be able to do things in a comfortable and a way that is easy to take in, then don't even think about leading anything. Because if you're going to be taking a leadership role, boldness will be a part of it. And so that's something that I've learned as a key part of my journey. When you think about our own Nelson Mandela, who was able to get out of his comfort zone and be able to lead at a time when he could have made different choices. When the apartheid government was saying to him that they were willing to enter into an agreement with him, he was saying, no, not on those terms. On my terms, I will make an agreement with you. And so all of that has required boldness. It requires you to have a sense of boldness. Boldness is not something that is attached to people that are famous. Boldness is something that is required in the lives of you and I, for us to be able to make a difference in the lives of others. We need to be bold. It's important. There's no doubt about it.
Secret number 3, give your all in your work.
I just wanted to find out if the narrative that we deal with as Black women in corporate South Africa, especially in our mid-20s,
Okay.
in terms of prioritizing family about career or career about family, is this something that Phuthi has had to deal with?
Yes. All right, we've got that. Brilliant. Thank you.
In terms of dealing with that.
Yes, thank you for the question, Lee. In fact, this is a terrain that I wanted us to look at.
Absolutely.
And how do you answer, Lee, before we break it down?
So what I would say to Lee is that I think she said she's in her 20s. She's a young woman. I think there is a time where you do need to put in your all into your work. And so what I would say that as a young woman in her 20s, she should be focusing on learning as much as she can in whatever career it is, whether it's medicine or business, whatever the case is. She needs to put in the time. This is not the time to be thinking about family. Well, that's my approach. I don't think that when you're starting out that's the time to be thinking about, well, I need time for a holiday, no. This is the time to be giving it your very all, because apart from, proving that as a professional that you're capable of doing the work, and particularly for us as Black women, it's more difficult for us to prove ourselves. It's also a time to be trying to engage with people, because you're also forming relationships. Right. And it's not just forming relationships at a senior level, but also at your own level, because those are the next CEOs, the next whatever leaders. So you want to form good professional relationships. I'm not talking personal, professional relationships. So that takes time. It does mean that on a Saturday, instead of hanging out with your friends, you might be in the office doing some work, or you might be, with colleagues attending some event, So I think in this time, she should be focusing on really putting in as much as she can, and also making sure that in terms of studying, that she's, really getting up there.
Phuthi Mahanyele's secret number 4, take advice, but make your own decision.
So I've had, I think, largely because of the media attention that I get, I've had a number of young people approach me, and mostly, I have a number of young professionals who talk to me around their careers and all of that, and so I provide advice where and I always say to them that, this is my opinion. It doesn't mean it's the best opinion. Ultimately, you're responsible for the decisions that you make, because it's important for people to realize that, that they take ownership for the decisions that they make. You can't go through life saying, well, so-and-so said I should go and join this company and not that company. So I advise a number of young people. I remember probably about 3 years ago, I had just finished speaking at a function, and this young woman ran up to me and she was crying, and she just said, thank you so much. And she said, that advice that you gave me was the best advice ever, What often people don't realize is that it's not just the advice, but it's also how you take it as well. Your interpretation and the focus that you put on it. And really that's what I saw in it. It was really coming from her, the initiative that she had given to it. And so I was very happy for her. But it's good to see, to have experiences like that where you can see that, okay, I guess maybe this is not such a bad thing, because you're not always sure, if that's the best way and then the best advice that you can give. But, it's good when you get to hear stories like that.
The last secret for Phuthi Mahanyele's success, which is secret number 5, it is possible.
So but I believe, having seen what I have seen and having learned all that I have learned, that we are all here for a purpose. We're not here just to breathe. We're all here for a specific purpose. But do you know what differentiates us? What differentiates us is that ability to make it real. Because to make it real takes guts. If you heard what Isaac said, it's about having that ability, that gut, to do that which seems impossible. And so I had the privilege of learning this from my own father. He was uneducated, but he decided he was going to get an education. And this was in the apartheid era. And this is why I often say to young people that if you say that there are no opportunities today, what about the people that made opportunities possible in the apartheid era? How do you say they made it possible? One of the people that I'm going to talk about here is an entrepreneur by the name of, let me not speak about him. But these are people who in those years made things possible which appeared impossible. And so why can we not take the opportunities and make them a possibility today? And that is what it's about. It's about making things that appear impossible and making them into a possibility. And if I can just tell you, with my father, he went from being just an admin person in an organization and, you know, working odd jobs to going and getting himself a bursary. And guys, this was in apartheid South Africa, back in those days. He got himself a bursary in the company he was working for, went and studied in London, went to the London School of Economics and did his bachelor's degree. And then he did his master's degree, and then lastly, you know, much later on, he did his doctorate. But he accomplished this. He came, when he was back in South Africa, he went and he negotiated with that, you know, government, that apartheid government, negotiated with them, bought an asset from them. You know, I'm telling you these things because that which appears impossible can be made possible. If you just keep your vision on it and you focus on it, you can make it happen.
Thank you so much for watching. Making sure that you like this video, making sure that you subscribe, and check out the video I did on Phuthi Mahanyele-Dabengwa, top 5 secrets for success. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.